Okay, everybody, we're live. Is that an Ohio State shirt?
Cleveland.
I got Ohio State hat on. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Thank you for attending the meeting. We'll get started here. Before I get started, anybody here for the first ever Racing for Recovery meeting tonight? Wow. Okay. 3 new victims tonight. Okay. Thank you for attending the Racing for Recovery support group meeting. We are focused on maintaining a healthy, drug-free, healthy lifestyle. Since 2001, our open forum meeting welcomes parents, adolescents, recovering individuals, and anyone who supports our mission. Your suggestions, comments, or ideas are welcome to make our meetings the best they can be. The Racing for Recovery support group meeting is a cutting-edge alternative to what is currently offered. By combining substance abusers, families, friends, and the public at large, we have created an environment that is beneficial to everyone who has been affected by alcohol and drug addiction. We start at 6:30. Please be on time. Please turn off your cell phones, and please only one person speaks at a time. And when you do, please do it loudly so everybody in the room and around the world who's watching us on our live stream can hear you. We will sign anything that needs to be signed. The only thing we ask of everybody is that you're honest. Be honest if you're feeling great. Be honest if you're hurting so we can help you before you leave our meeting tonight. Feel free to openly share your comments and points of view on how substance abuse has impacted your life. This meeting is open to people of all ages and welcomes diversity. So please refrain from using excessive foul language and language that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability in order to maintain an atmosphere of respect and dignity for all who are present. If you see a visitor or a new member or a returning member that you haven't seen in a while, please warmly welcome them back into our program. Your confidentiality is important to us, except for tonight because you're saying it live for the world to hear. So I don't know why we talk about that in this part of our instructions. But anyway, if you don't want to be on camera, you can sit up behind one of our banners so no one can see you. I want to ask that. Is anybody feeling nervous about being on a live stream? Are we over that yet? Cool. You guys nervous?
I'm nervous. Yeah.
Don't be nervous. Please refrain from getting up and leaving the meeting during the progress. And if you need to litter, please do it in one of our trash cans. And since nobody smokes anymore, we don't even have to talk about don't smoke on our property, right? Where are my cigarettes? May I get rid of them? All right. Who has our lifestyles of recovery? Go ahead.
The lifestyle of recovery guidelines are intended to be utilized by recovering individuals, their families, and anyone else who is striving to avoid substance abuse and achieve sobriety. Guidelines. Number 1, recognizing substance abuse ruins lives. Number 2, wanting to pursue positive alternatives to substance abuse, such as our education, employment, quality relationships, and health and fitness. Number 3, using resources such as friends, family, teachers, and peers as a way to achieve and remain sober. Adding sports, art, or music to these resources will help us stay focused and motivated. Number 4, defining balance and working toward making it a part of everyday life. Number 5, building self-esteem and confidence through sobriety to combat negative feelings regarding oneself. Number 6, understanding that negative behaviors of isolation and self-pity lead to self-destruction. Number 7, lifting a person up is different than allowing them to continue their destructive lifestyles. Be there for yourself and be patient with your friends and family. Number 8, learning how to help without supporting the addict's behavior, providing assistance to the recovering individual that will improve their lives, not further their usage. Number 9, recognizing personal challenges and integrating them into our lifestyle as challenges to triumph over. Number 10, caring for our personal, emotional, physical, and spiritual individuality. source we use for our sense of worth. Each person is truly magnificent.
Keep going. One more thing.
Our mission at Racing for Recovery is to prevent all forms of substance abuse by promoting a lifestyle of fitness and health for all those affected by addiction.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, before we get started, are there any Def Leppard fans in here tonight? Anybody like Def Leppard? Brady, you're the first hand I saw. Here's a blanket. You want a Def Leppard blanket, my
Yes.
Here you go. Keep yourself warm on cold winter nights. Do you have a favorite Def Leppard song?
Hysteria.
All right, good tune. Okay. What do I want to do tonight? First of all, thanks for coming. I haven't done this in a while, so it's nice to be back. A couple quick announcements. Our race registration for the, I think it's the 23rd, 22nd. How many years we've been doing this? I think it's the 22nd annual Racing for Recovery 5K, 10K is on October 23rd. If you are involved with Racing for Recovery, you're living with us, you don't have to pay for that event, but it's awesome. It's our yearly celebration. For people that are watching right now, you can sign up now. We've already had some people doing it. Looking forward to having an awesome day on, I think it's Saturday, October 23rd this year. What else do I want to talk about? I talked about this in IOP tonight, that I was fortunate enough to be in there. A lot of people don't know this, but on October 8th, the same day as Ironman Hawaii, we are going to be launching the awesome Racing for Recovery app that we've been working on for probably a decade. It's here. It's coming out again October 8th. Initially, it is going to be specifically for Racing for Recovery members, and then shortly thereafter, it will be available for anyone globally, because there'll be some things on there that everybody can benefit from. So that's coming as well, which is pretty cool. Also, here's a quick question. Who has been to a Racing for Recovery Thursday night meeting back in the day when there was probably 150 people here and we had food and all that? Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
The good old days. So I'm trying to figure out what happened. I know COVID hit, but we want to get it back to where it was. So a quick question. Do you think if we started having food again that would help people to come back?
Somewhat.
Somewhat? Okay, so we talked about this today. Next Thursday, we'll have some sort of food going, right, Adam? We can do that. So we're going to start with that, but we want to get this place back to what it used to be on a Thursday night, when it was more of an event and not just a support group meeting. So we'll start with getting some food going. Don't plan on having any dead animals in here, but because we don't do that. But we'll get some food going again for everybody, and let's see if we can get it back to what it used to be. So, all right. Does anybody have something tonight that's on your mind that you want me to turn into a kick-ass support group meeting? A question, a comment, a problem? No? Okay, so you want me to do something. All right. Figures. Huh? Oh, shit. I forgot we didn't even do introductions. It's been a while. Okay, let's do some introductions. Thanks, Tori. Holy cow. Frank, go ahead.
My name's Frank, and the reason I'm here is because I found a place that works.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Kelly. I'm here for support, and this is Taylor. She thought it was her turn to talk. I'm here to show the new people that it works.
Beautiful.
I'm Sean. Dave invited me and I wanted to check it out.
Awesome. Scott.
Hi everybody, I'm Scott. I'm here because this place is, I mean, bottom line, it's awesome. Mad love, mad respect here, mad energy, knowledge. I mean, this place is 100% probably the best you can get, in my opinion. You just gotta put the work in.
That's
all
right.
it takes is putting the work in, man. This place will make you amazing.
Nice. Byron.
My name is Byron, and I'm here so that I can be around good people that have a healthy, mentally and physically healthy living style, and to learn from them.
Right on.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm here to find out Racing for Recovery's office.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Tasha. I'm here because I'm just trying to figure out something else to do other than AA.
You're in the right spot? Cool.
I'm Keith. I'm here because this is the best program I've been in, and I'm here to get help with it. So,
Cool.
I'm Kenny. I'm here to find myself.
You're right here, man. You already found yourself. You're right here. I'm glad you're here, dude. Right on. Good. Yes?
I'm Destiny, and I am here to learn how to live sober and have a healthy lifestyle.
Nice.
AA didn't work for me, so this is working now.
I told you before you got a cool name, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I'm Rochelle. I am here to learn and grow.
I'm Brandon. Going on about a month and a half, and I'm still here because this place is working for me, and the environment is contagious and extremely energetic, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm still here.
Awesome. A month and a half sober?
About a little over that. I got sober a week before I came here.
Awesome. Good job.
I'm Jacob. I'm here to stay connected, and this is what I enjoy doing on my Thursdays.
And you had a year last week. Did you get your picture taken?
No.
Why not? Well, we're doing that after the meeting.
All right.
Okay. Congrats on a year.
I'm Jessie. I'm here to give and receive support.
Cool. Where we at?
My name's Shelby. I'm here to stay connected and focus on growth.
Good to see you, Shelby.
I'm Joey, and I'm still here to stay connected and continue to grow.
I'm Mandy, and I'm here because this is the only place that works for me.
How long have you been here now?
Like a little over 2 months.
All the way from Arizona, right? Good. Good. Brady?
I'm Brand. There's a lot of reasons I'm here, but I guess to heal some of my traumas and become who it is I'm destined to be.
You are definitely in the right place to do that. Yes.
I'm Jake, and I'm a Michigan fan, die hard.
Explain why.
I'm here because it was the first place that actually told me that I'm worth it.
Yeah.
And because you guys said that I never had to use, and the choice was mine now. And I just go round and round with other affiliations of sobriety on that topic. And whenever I heard that, I knew I was in the right place.
I appreciate you saying that. I want to say that again because I want to make sure people need to hear this. He said, we're the first place that says to him, you never have to use again. That is a fact. That's not a hope. It's a fact. You never have to use again. That relapse is a part of recovery is nonsense. You never have to do it again, ever. Awesome. I'm glad to hear you say that. Go ahead.
My name is Calvin. I'm thankful to be on a journey and a new lifestyle. I have approached my 1 year anniversary for sobriety.
When is it?
It was today.
It's right? You get your
Yes.
picture? Okay, that came through. I saw it, but I didn't know it was you. Congrats. I'll post that probably tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Congratulations. How do you feel about having that?
I feel great. I feel appreciated. I feel like I've accomplished something, and I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
And I'm thankful to be here to continue my journey on sobriety.
I'm glad we were a part of that. That's awesome. Congrats. Steve.
Steven, I'm here to better myself and learn to stay sober and be sober.
What is the most spiritual thing anyone ever said to you that really resonated with you?
Forgive others, but forgive others so you can forgive yourself.
We don't do. Okay. Like,
I'm Mikey. I'm here to support my dad, Amanda, and everybody else in this room too.
I'm Adam. I'm here because I love this place. I get to be here every day. Get to see all these awesome people do something I love.
Right on. Right on.
I'm Amanda, and I'm also here because I get to be, and I love this place, and there's no other place I'd rather be.
I'm Mark. I'm here because Race for Recovery has taught me how to love myself again, allowed me to live a better life, to make better choices. So I'm just here basically, man, to continue to heal and grow.
Sure. Dakota.
Dakota. I'm just here to maintain being a better person, a better father for my daughter.
Sure. Good stuff. Felix.
Felix, I'm here. There's many reasons why I'm here. However, the most important is because I'm being allowed to be shown how to think as opposed to what to think. And that has allowed me to really look into my spiritual architecture. It's revived the spark. And I have not had a spark for quite some time. For that, I am happy.
If your grandma walked in here right now, what would you say to her?
Grandma, I'm sober.
Shit. Wow. Right on,
Right.
dude. Right on. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm Ashley, and I'm here today to find a better way of living.
I'm here because I feel like this place is the cornerstone of my sobriety. Brings out the potential in me, brings out the confidence in me, strengthens me.
Hi, I'm Pat. I'm here because I would like to support everyone here. I've seen a lot of people go through here to recovery. It's a wonderful place. I came tonight to strengthen my ability to say no and also continue to not enable anyone who is in recovery or is fair and clean now. It's very hard not to be an enabler when you love the people that are the problem. But the one thing I learned from here at racing was how many ways that people can enable. Had no idea. And another thing, and my mom used to always say, and it also applies here, is you can't buy love or respect. You may think you are, but you just can't buy it. You earn it, but you can't change anybody's mind.
Well said. How long have you been coming to Racing for Recovery?
11 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Go ahead, sir, you're up.
I'm Ray Peak. I'm an addict. I've been clean and sober for 4.5 months. And I've only been here 2 days, but I've seen a whole lot. I've talked to a lot of people, and I was always taught, which I never lived by it, but if you hang around good people, good things are going to happen, and so forth and so forth. So I think this place has a lot to offer. I really do. And I'm going to stick it out and do what I got to do. I'm getting a little tired.
I'm glad you're here, Ray, and you don't only have 4 months, you have 4 months, man. There's no only in here.
Right.
Ever.
Okay.
No only. Good job. Sir, in the corner. Off camera. No? No?
This place really helped me, like, physically, mentally, emotionally, and just settled me in. Staying sober was the best thing to do. So, over 100-some days, man, just trying to keep going.
Wait on. Wait on. It's going to.
simply chose to come here tonight, and also to give support, and in doing that, receive support.
I'm Todd. I'm glad to be back here. I want to get back to what started this thing 21 years ago with 5 people in a support group meeting. Just feels good to be back in here right now. I like it. Who has D's? What? Can I go? Oh my God. I'm going. Not you, bro. It's been too long. Okay, sorry, Ryan. Yep, go ahead.
My name is Ryan. I'm here for support, and this is where I find accountability.
Can I do
I'm
something?
done.
Okay, you're
All right.
done. Man, I've made, what, 4 mistakes already tonight? Jeez. Okay, do we have somebody to read Dee's poem, The Answer?
The Answer by Donald D. Carr. Running from the misery, trying to escape the pain, as I approach the light of hope that lies before me. Each step overwhelms me. Every breath sears my throat. I ache. My body rebels against me. My memories torment me. Agony has become my closest companion. My demons mock me as I dangle helplessly above the abyss of alcohol and drug abuse. The voices all sound the same, criticizing, accusing, blaming me for what has happened. They don't understand. They don't care who I am. I am a human being, full of thoughts and feelings. I'm worth saving. Just show me the way. At last, I reach the light of promise. There stands the answers. Open arms, understanding smiles, and looks of trust. And so it begins, racing for recovery.
Okay, now we're ready to have a meeting, right? Okay, we're good. Okay. Does anybody now have something you want to talk about, or a question, or anything? Okay. I know we got a couple new people. Yeah. What?
Did you raise your hand?
Did you raise your hand? Go ahead, Frank. Yep.
I just wanted to share so I don't have to keep saying it and repeating it. With sobriety works because I just got told I'm being promoted
Awesome.
to a higher position and everything else at work.
That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Proud of myself.
Good. When's the last time you were proud of yourself?
Don't know. That long ago.
Profound answer.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, for the folks that are new here tonight, there's a couple of differences between racing for recovery and not racing for recovery. And one thing is, you do not have to label yourself as an addict here. I said this in the meeting earlier tonight. I don't really care what drug you did, how much you did of it, how many cars you stole or crashed. It doesn't matter. I and Racing for Recovery, we want to know who you are as a person, and what you need from us to be a better person. That's what this whole thing is about. So you do not need to refer to yourself as an addict. If you want to do that, you can. But again, we look at people as people who are making bad choices to deal with hurt. We don't look at people as addicts, okay? Another thing here too, we focus on the positives of sobriety. Don't do a lot of war stories in here. There's really not a need for it. If you want to give one war story, we'll give you that one time. You can give us your history of the stuff you did, but after that, we'd rather focus on where you're going and how good it is to not be using drugs. So, this is how I usually, if nobody has something they want to talk about, I go old school and just pick up one of our books and read something out of it, and I thought we could turn this part into a meeting. So on page 169 of our Cleveland book here, this paragraph stuck out to me. It said, I decided I needed help when I started to lose control of my addiction and my life in general. So, let me read that again. I decided I needed help when I started to lose control of my addiction and my life in general. So, how about we do a meeting tonight on what that, not really what the circumstances or situation was, but how you felt when you realized that. And then we can do a couple things from that. What you came here to Racing for Recovery for, what you got, and how it's now helping you. So again, what were the emotions like? What were you feeling when, you just realized, oh my God, this stuff is, I'm addicted to it. It's not what I wanted to become. This stuff is, I got to do something. What was that moment like? How did you feel? Were you excited? Were you scared? Were you worried? Were you energetic? What was that? And what's it been like since you've come into our program? Or if you're new, what's it like to come in new knowing you're going to get something out of it? Mr. Michigan, go ahead.
For me specifically, I remember it very vividly. I lost everything and was struggling to get by. But it was the most hopeless, despairing, death-chilling, bone-curdling feeling I've ever felt in my life. Like it was I don't know, man, it's like it enveloped the entire essence of my being, knowing that this thing had full control over me. It said jump, I jumped. It said run, I said how fast. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I knew I was screwed, for lack of better words. And I didn't know the way out. To your next questions, I went rehab shopping. I went to this rehab, and I went to this rehab, and then I went to rehab down in Florida, and then Dayton, and then, I went all over the place, and they all said the same exact thing. And every single one of them to a T, whether it was a 12-step program or not, they all called me an addict. And like I said, I promote ideas. So whenever I walked into this place, and they told me I'm not an addict, it's like the chain of slavery to addiction itself was broke off, and it separated me from it. And once it was separated from me, the freedom was gained back in my life. And then all these interpersonal things started coming back, and I started realizing, wait a minute. If I'm not an addict, I'm not a thief. If I'm not an addict, I'm not a liar. If I'm not an addict, I don't manipulate. And that's not the essence of my character or my being. Those are characteristics of addiction. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I look back, the very few times I have been sober in my life, I don't portray them characteristics inside of my life. I never do. So I know that that's not Jacob. I know Jacob has nothing to do with slavery in his life. It has nothing to do with all them bad things that go with it. In the place to where I'm going, I don't want to say to get my life back, because this is the longest I've ever spent out of prison, 2 years. Other than that, I've spent just ridiculous amounts of time behind bars. But I'm hopeful, I'm full of faith with what's to come. And the best part about it is I get to write the book as I so see fit.
That's right.
It's kind of leery, you know what I mean? Because I don't know what to expect. I've never been responsible or so on such. But there's lots of hope that goes with it, though, too. Because anything my little heart desires or cares for or likes, I can do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm capable and I'm worthy of doing these things.
There you go. Good stuff. Go ahead. Who's up? Andy.
Oh, so how did I feel when I decided that I needed to come here? I think I'll say how I felt once I got here. Once I got here, it was a sense of relief. It's like I could finally breathe. I could relax. It's like I knew not that the struggle was over, but I knew that I could stop fighting because it's like I got somewhere safe. And like I just had that feeling as soon as I walked in the door. I'm like, all right, like I'm here, it's okay now. And like once that, because before that, before I came, every day I woke up with that sense of dread of what am I gonna do today? Like what do I have to do today? What's, you know, because there was no telling. Like you guys know, you see some horrible stuff out there. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. And a lot of days, like I wasn't even happy that I woke up. So, you know, once I got here, I was like, okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now I can focus on what I need to do, you know, to move forward and get my life back. And like there's definitely been ups and downs in the last 15 months. Like, you know, we got COVID, we got locked down, that sucked. But then, you know, we found, like, I also had a baby. We had a baby. Like, I just recently experienced the death of my mother, which wasn't easy, but, you know, we also, like, we're fully supporting ourselves. We have our own house and a dog, and you know, we're doing it. We don't rely on anybody other than ourselves. So it's like you got to take the good with the bad. But at the end of all that, even 15 months later, like I might not live here anymore, but I'm still here. So I still have that sense of relief, almost, of security. Like I'm not just out flying in the wind on the streets. Like I know it's like I'm grounded here, and I don't know. I never found that anywhere else. Any other treatment center, anywhere I went to, it's like a countdown. Like, all right, I've got 90 days and I'm out, or 45 days and I'm out, or 6 months and I'm out. Like, I remember one of the first conversations you and I had. I think we were in the gym and you said, oh, you can't be in here with all these tattoos. And I said, man, you can't kick me out. Like, you try to kick me out, I'll have a tent. I'll have a tent put up out back. I was like, go ahead and try.
Yep.
And I'm still here, so. I don't know, that's definitely a unique feeling that I got here opposed to some of the other places I've been. So I don't want to leave.
That's good. There's 3 new people here. You brought your friend Sean and 2 girls in the back. And what? Yeah. What would you say to them to have them get what you have?
Trust. Gotta trust. Like, that was my biggest thing, is I didn't trust what anybody told me, so I couldn't really give it my all because I was always questioning. I still question a lot of things, and you know that about me from being in groups. Yeah. Like, if I don't understand, and also ask questions, like, because if I don't understand why you're asking me to do something,
yep, then
I'm not as likely to do it. But as you know, like I've many times in group I've said, so why do you want us to do this? Why should we do that? And you guys answer those questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, so if you don't understand or you don't want to do something, or just ask why, because then if you understand the purpose behind it and the benefits behind it, even though it's not something you want to do, like, just trust that it'll help you and do it anyways.
Well said. Right on. Go ahead, Tori.
I don't think I experienced any feelings while using because I was numb. I can't really point, or I can't pin a feeling on that experience for me. But I can, when I first got here, there's a lot of guilt and shame, a lot of mom guilt, a lot of relationships that I needed to repair, especially with myself. That was the most important. I'm still working on that today. I don't think that'll ever stop. I didn't miss a group. I've never missed a group. I came to all of my groups. I attended everything that I could to for self-betterment. Even when I didn't want to, you know, we were in Zoom during COVID and I was sick, still got on Zoom. Struggling through that, but I saw the rewards of it. And I'm able to say, like, I am self-sufficient today, but I do rely on others for support. So that's why I am able to attend these meetings, and I don't want to leave either. So I got good feelings today. Gratitude, but still working on the relationship with myself.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody? Go ahead.
Well, for me, I feel like that moment was after trying 2 other treatment centers and then about a month before coming here, ending up in the hospital for the 3rd time. You know, once again, possibly could have died if I didn't get there in time. And I don't know why it took the 3 times for me to realize it, but I finally just kind of, I guess, just gave up and, you know, listened to people that were telling me to do things that I didn't want to do, rather than having everything on my terms. And that's one of the reasons why when I got here, after I think it was 2 or 3 weeks into being here, I said I'm not going to have a time limit on it, and I got rid of my apartment back in Columbus and just decided I'm going to stay here as long as I need to because my way wasn't working in the past. And I came here wondering why, you know. I know that's a big thing here, trying to figure out the why. And I've had 2 one-on-ones with my therapist so far, and it was on Monday, and I started to really understand what I think is now a cause of where everything started, which was much younger than I thought, and it wasn't actually like you know, me drinking or partying or whatever. It was my addiction to sports, and when that was taken away from me, that's when alcohol came involved, and that's how I replaced all the sports I was playing.
Wow.
And
What were you playing? Sorry.
Lacrosse.
Okay.
So I got kicked off the lacrosse team for drinking, and you know, I had planned on going and playing in college, but those dreams were gone after that. So then my drinking just got really bad from that point. I had some good times from there till now, where I was sober, but quickly started partying again. But I mean, if you're not going to those one-on-ones, or if you haven't, I highly recommend it, because it's, I mean, just 2 hours that I've had so far have just blown my mind with things popped up that I never thought of before. Certain things you don't necessarily get in the IOPs, even though those are amazing too. It's just that one-on-one, at least for me, it's a lot better to understand certain things that, you know, you don't necessarily want to bring up in IOP, because you know it's going to take quite some time to talk through. But yeah, so I'm starting to figure out the why. I don't know exactly everything yet, but I'm starting to figure out the base of it. I thought it was my parents' divorce, but it started, you know, that was when I was young, but I didn't have any, I was so young that, you know, I didn't cause an addiction from that. I'm sure later on with other divorces it didn't help, but yeah, those one-on-ones are really, really important.
That's awesome. You keep doing that, things will be okay. First of all, this book, Amanda, on Saturday, runs a book study support group. So, and again, we're trying to get that meeting going again and figuring out, hey, we'll throw some pizzas or something in there afterwards, whatever. But come out Saturday and be a part of that book study at 5, right? And bring your family. We can do that too, right? On the back of this Cleveland book, there's a quote on here. It says, "Where I'm coming from," and it says, "In my work as a licensed addiction counselor, I have had many clients tell me that in all the years they have sought help and tried to kick their addictions, no one has ever asked the questions that I ask. And I remember when I first started, seeing people, as I call it, I would ask these questions, and I'd get this look from people's faces like, and they'd say, "Oh my God, no one's ever asked me that." And I was dumbfounded because they're simple questions. Why were you drinking as a high school star lacrosse player? There's a reason for that. But too many times people focus on, "Oh my God, you effed up because you drank and you got kicked off the team." And it's like, well, why is this kid doing that? And nobody asks that stuff. And to me, it's so simple. Why are we doing what we're doing? Not criticizing that we're doing it, trying to have some empathy and some compassion for why we're doing it, help to heal from that then people can truly get out there and live. And that's what you're doing right now. And if you keep doing that, things will be grooving, man. It's not that, don't complicate this. It's not that hard. Conceptually, it's not that hard. Is sobriety hard at times? Hell yes, it's hard at times. Conceptually, it's a piece of cake. Quit using, your life will get better. And it is that simple. It just takes a lot of work to make that happen. Go ahead.
I think, I know what made me realize I needed to change my life was I realized I lost the respect for my kids and the way they looked at me, and I was afraid I could never get it back, and my son said, and I quote, "If you don't go to Racing for Recovery and take this seriously, I won't talk to you again." And he was 15, whatever, going on 16, and I thought, my kid's more of a man than I am right now. That sucks. I mean, it's good. I was proud of him, but I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here. Like, this is not cool. And I mean, that was like a reality check that I really had to look at myself and think, oh, good God, what am I doing? And that was like the fuel too. And now, he's, 18, almost 19-year-old kid wants to come here and hang out with me, tag along and hang out and help out and stuff like that. Yep. Makes me extremely proud, and hope that I can continue to work hard enough to earn this, because I was in fear at that time that this would never be, ever. And I try not to spoil it by saying too much to him, but I tell him all the time that this is, we really shouldn't even be in the place that we're in right now. But coming here and to Racing for Recovery and being open-minded and putting in the work and doing what was uncomfortable, and looking at myself and realizing those things, why I was doing what I was doing. Now I'm able to be here doing this and watching other people do it. It's a pretty good feeling.
How do you feel about speaking the way you're speaking right now?
It feels good. It feels good. I've never really liked this kind of thing before. And a couple of years, a year ago, I don't know if I even would have done it. But it's hearing positive things from others as well that helped me move along as I was going through this journey. So hopefully someone else can relate a little bit and kind of, use some of that stuff to better themselves a little bit too, for sure. If I can do it, anybody can do it, really. I'm pretty damn bullheaded and unteachable, I thought at times, but this has inspired me to do, and my kids, inspired me to do this work and continue to do it. So I'm not losing. I'm not ever losing this again. Not ever.
You excited for Christmas this year?
Yes.
Right on. Mikey, how's it feel to have your dad speak like that?
It's a little weird, to be honest. I mean, like, looking back, I never would have expected that. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool to see for sure.
Solid, man. Right on. Frank.
What finally woke me up this time around, it's my third rodeo, second time here, is the alcohol got even worse. I started adding to it, adding vodka to it, other things to it. And just one day it was sitting there and it's like, I'm sick and tired of this. I know I'm better than this, because I see how I treat people when I walk out the door, It's like, I want that, I don't want that. And then it's like, I called here and stuff like that and says, I gotta come back home. Where I got the help I needed the first time, but I made the mistake of going home because somebody wanted their dad.
Yeah.
Which was a lie. But since I've been back and actually doing things like reading the book and listening, learning, taking notes, applying things in my life, I've been advancing, in my life. I've actually got a life. 2 years ago, I didn't have a life.
Yeah.
It's like you just sit in your room. I mean, I still read and studied all the time. But it was like always tipping the can, can's empty, go get some more kind of shit, It's like, it just feels good that even with my job, when I clean a room or something like that, I can look at a beer, dump it down the sink, or throw it in the garbage now. It's like, wow. I would have never expected that, but with Racing for Recovery's help, I actually know who I am now. I care about myself, and my life is just going straight up, each step. So I just keep on keeping on.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Jake?
I know for like the moment, okay, well, I went to prison and I thought that was like it. I had a long time in prison clean, and then I got out and I was clean for like a year, right? And I ended up making bad choices and it got bad like really quick. It's like I picked up where I was at before, and then like when I really realized like how bad it was like I felt like a death happened. You know what I mean? Like that feeling you get when you find somebody close to you is dead or something. Like that's how it felt. It was crazy. And it's, I don't know. I think that's one of the main things that's driven me, like changed my drive from where it was at to like wanting different things, like actually wanting it. Because before I never really wanted anything. I never cared to have anything because I was just content with the way things were going. I thought that's all it was going to be. But, yeah.
What does it feel like now to have a year of not using versus having a year and a half, I think you said, of not using before? What's different feeling-wise this time?
Just the way I'm going about it, the way I'm thinking about things. It's like my big thing was boundaries, and like that's with myself. It's not even like towards others. I'm good at putting boundaries towards others, but it's like myself. And I feel like that's the difference, is because I know what I have to do, not what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just, I don't know. I got a good community around me. That's one of the biggest parts. It's just great people, like-minded people doing things. We might not all be doing the same exact thing, but we're all on the same journey. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's been a big part of it too.
Awesome. Has anybody? I know when I stopped, I got my third DUI or whatever, and I wasn't mad. A lot of times, and I don't. Here's another cliche: the whole "you have to hit rock bottom to stop." That's not true. I call it a new awakening. You can have a new awakening anytime you want. It doesn't have to be some horrible, tragic thing. It can be a beautiful, sunny Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. You're like, I'm done with this. And for me, getting that last DUI was the best thing that ever happened to me at that point. It's like, yeah, you have to go to court, you lose your license and do some jail time. But I was like, let me get that out of the way, because I knew I was never going to have to do it again. So when I posed this question, I wondered if anybody felt excited, relieved, grateful, eager, hopeful, energetic, because that, after the physical sickness wore off, I'm fired up, man. I'm going in a totally another direction. I knew that other stuff was over. And I'm like, I'm going in another direction. So it's all your mindset. You can look at it and go, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me, and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to be stuck in that, as opposed to looking at whatever happened that made you start to think differently as, God damn, man, I got another chance at this and I can do it differently. And it's like, great, and go do it. Right? And that's the mindset is really what's going to drive this one way or the other. Anybody else? Go ahead, Scott.
My journey started about 4 years ago, but it really started about a little over 2 years ago. I came here for the first time. My moment in time where I realized I need help was I've always been well off in my life, but I was living under a tarp, crapping in a bucket, pretty much begging for money so I could drink, and I ran across this broken mirror, and I was looking at myself, and first time in my life, I was actually appalled at who I'd become. And I told myself I had enough. I think I had like $5 or $6 to my name in my pocket. I was walking I was walking through an alley, and there was this broken mirror, and I looked at it, and I looked at myself, and I said that to myself. And I was walking to the store to go buy beer, and then panhandle if I ran out of money to get more beer. I got about halfway to the store, and something said to me, I don't know what it was, but it was like, what the fuck are you doing with yourself? You're better than this.
Yeah, man.
And then I stopped going to the carryout, walked back down the alley, and ran into my mom somehow. And I asked her if she'd help me get to the hospital because I was ready to get some help. So I got to St. Charles, went to Arrowhead, got fixed up there, came here.
Yeah.
They ruined the whole day except for, we sat out there, me and my roommate sat out there for like 10 or 11 hours. And guess who came out to tell me that I was worth it and apologize for the wait? You did. And at that moment, when you came out and shook my hand and talked to me and Shane and said, you're apologetic, and you told me, dude, you are worth it. When you told me that, I was dumbstruck. I was just like, the energy and the love that I felt from that conversation with you, I was sold. I was like, man, this place has got to be amazing. If this dude is coming out here on the crappiest day, because I don't know if you remember that day, but we were supposed to get picked up by a cab. You guys ended up having to come get us because they screwed that all up. We had Nate for like 12 hours. You guys had to buy us food. Yep. We sat in that lobby. We just stuck it out, and then you came out and you said that to me and Shane and stuff. And that was the day I was like, yeah, this is the place for me. I know I'm going to get better here. And I was just, obviously, it worked. I did really good. I made a bad choice, and here I am again. That's pretty much my story.
Now, if you looked at yourself in the mirror today, what do you see?
Today, I see an awesome dude that's fighting to be even more awesome.
Right on, man. Right? And what's your favorite Def Leppard song?
My favorite Def Leppard song is Picture, isn't it? What is it called? It's something about a picture.
What?
Yeah. Photograph, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Photograph.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
My bad. I know the song.
I'm like, you trying to pull some country crap on me?
No, I don't like country. I know you hate country.
Right.
Hey, we hate country.
Good job.
Picture instead of photograph. Cool. All right. Anybody else? No. Go ahead, Felix.
I think the turning point for me, which was recent, I was at a bus stop waiting for the bus. As I was approaching the bus stop, there's a garbage can there. Somebody was just taking the garbage out and throwing it on the floor in a frenzy. I did ask the person, why are you doing that? And this person looked at me and said, that's where it belongs. With such an insidious face. And I saw it. And at that time, I wasn't in my right mind. I was in substance abuse. And I knew even while I was doing substance that I didn't agree with that. Well, something is wrong here. And I made the choice to explore options to fix that. I saw that, listen, I'm walking and treading around in the abyss. it's going to become attached to me whether I like it or not. And when it gets like that, it's a choice. You die or you do. Simple as that.
One of the reasons I love running, and particularly like in a city, like downtown in a city, you get to see some cool things and you see some unfortunate things about how we used to live and how unfortunately some people are currently living. And the other day I was running in downtown Indianapolis, sun's coming up, and I see a dude. I was running around Lucas Oil Stadium. It's a mile exactly around it. And I kept doing laps around it, and I saw this guy pulling cans out of a trash can around the stadium. And I don't, I'm not saying he was drunk. I'm not saying he was on drugs. I'm not sure why he was doing what he was doing, but I'm sure it's to get money for whatever. Could have been to pay his rent. Who knows? And I always say hi to people like that, or not like that, who are doing things like that. Sorry, that didn't sound nice. And he said hi back to me, and I just simply said, have a nice day. And then I kept seeing him as I was running, going from different trash can to trash can. And I thought, I know what that thing is like. I never did that, but I know the feeling behind probably having to do some of that, and that's what I was talking about. What's the feeling like, and how grateful we can be to not experience that feeling, but yet be empathetic to those who are in that feeling. And if you have one of our shirts that says empathy, humility, and gratitude on it, you'll find the longer you stay around here that's what your entire life will be built on, are those three words: empathy, humility, and gratitude. In almost every scenario you're in, at least two of those words will be prevalent. Sometimes you get the trifecta and all three of them will come in, and it's true. And I experience that every day. When you talked about your grandma the other day in group, I'm like, wow, man, I get that. When I saw you again coming back into the building, when you came back, empathy, humility, and gratitude. So if you're new coming in here, and you have an open mind, and you work your ass off, and you live within empathy, humility, and gratitude, you will not only heal, you're going to have a good time in that healing process, I guarantee you. Right? Okay. Good stuff. Who has our closing poem? I walk down the street.
I do. But
go ahead, Byron.
My name is Byron. Autobiography in 5 short chapters. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I am in the same place. But it isn't my fault. It takes a long time to get out. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. 5. I walk down another street.
Before we go, here's a fun fact. I just learned about this man tonight. He had trigonometry, right, in high school at Whitmer, of all places. I asked him, I go, were you the only student in that class?
That's a good school.
That's just an inside joke, man. All right, thanks for coming, everybody. Have a good night.